All right, here's the second video of the day. We're going to talk a little bit about the election, kind of what's going on. Biden's pretty much going in hiding. He's going to have other people campaign for him for the next few days. Apparently, he needs to study, and prepare for the next debate on Thursday. So I guess he needs 4 days in order to prepare, and is going in hiding. It's pretty convenient considering the timing with, the Hunter Biden emails and your entire implication on the matter. Yeah. Anyways, we got up first from ABC. A little bit of bias and a little bit of negativity against Trump. They basically say Trump heads into final campaign stretch forced to play defense against Biden. Is that why Trump is going to try to attempt to do 5 rallies a day? Oh, yeah, I mean, Joe was only going into hiding, but Trump is, trying to extend his rallies. He's trying to do more. So, yeah, that's defense there, ABC. Okay. Yeah, that's some pretty good defense there. President Donald Trump down in the polls to Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden and facing a once unimaginable cash crunch, has been forced to spend the dwindling final weeks of his re-election fight on defense. Out of the 13 rallies in 9 states that the president has scheduled since returning to the campaign trail after being diagnosed with COVID-19, only one, Nevada, would be a pickup for the president. The others show a president needing to spend valuable time and money predominantly campaigning in the states he won in 2016, including some he won handily like Iowa. I mean, whatever. He says he's going to start campaigning more. He's going to start doing more and more rallies. 5 a day, 4 a day, 6 a day, whatever. He's going to try to do as much as he can, I guess. If Sleepy Joe is going to go take a nap, then I guess Trump is going to go on the offense. Obviously, ABC, you're lying because you don't know what Trump is going to do because you're just assuming. We got here from Twitter, the Biden campaign has called it a lid until Thursday, per CBS News. So yeah, he said pretty much he needs 4 days to prep for the debate, and he's going to be taking his leave until then. And I guess the debate questions have come out, and they were basically given to Joe Biden ahead of time to try to prepare. That's what people are speculating. Not necessarily saying it's true, but one of the topics was changed for the debate. They decided to just completely take out foreign policy altogether because they know that the Hunter Biden stuff would end up going in foreign policy. But you know what? I think Trump's going to end up bringing it up anyways. He's going to end up taking the offensive. Hopefully just don't be, as long as he's not just boisterous, he needs to display the facts. He needs to get this information out. He needs to get as much information out, and he needs to be as truthfully as possible. He needs to try to just kind of be a little bit more articulate than normal. This is his real chance to try to show everybody what all is really happening and just go at it. Just try not to be too brash, President. That's all. Joe Biden called the lid until Thursday. President Trump plans to do 5 rallies a day until the election. On campaign staff call just now, President Trump says he plans to do 5 rallies a day leading up to election. We are going to win. I wouldn't have told you that maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, he says, admitting it wasn't easy to go from hospital back to campaign trail. So, literally, Joe is going into hiding until Thursday, and Trump is trying to do 5 rallies. We'll see how many he does. Presidential Debate Commission changes foreign policy focus of final debate after Biden corruption bombshell. Senior advisor to the 2020 Trump campaign, Jason Miller, called out the Presidential Debate Commission for changing the topics of his second and final debate between former Vice President Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. Says, on Monday morning, he wrote, "Good morning to everyone except Presidential Debate Commission members who changed the focus of final debate away from foreign policy so Joe Biden wouldn't have to answer to being compromised by the Chinese Communist Party, supporting endless wars, and sending pallets of cash to Iran." Writing in the National Pulse, Raheem Kassam said, the news of the third debate leaving a major foreign policy focus out was met with further derision from the Trump campaign. Much has already lambasted the commission for attempting to make the debates virtual and for choosing moderators with a track record of bias. It is notable that foreign policy is not on the agenda. Trump has recently had some foreign policy successes, with the establishment of normalized relations between Arab countries in the Middle East and Israel, despite the lack of peace deal between Palestinians and Israel and hostage releases. The final and third debate, to be moderated by NBC's Kristen Welker, will be held on Thursday, October 22nd. The topics for that debate do not include foreign policy either. They include COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. Well, at least he can get Hunter Biden and national security, because... And then that you can pretty much then force your way into foreign policy through national security if that becomes one of the topics. And then you just get him hard in the leadership, for what he was doing. It's like, basically being a snake and just taking even his own son's money. Be like, yeah, whatever business you do under my name, I'm just going to take half of it. Oh, yeah. Give me all that money for doing absolutely just nothing for my entire life. Just being a shill. Just for writing laws and getting legislation in that just basically hurt tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Basically, this then just kind of goes over, some of Steve Scully's stuff, the second moderator, and, what the third moderator did. And they basically deactivated their Twitter accounts, and then they kind of brought them back after a day or so. And they're all under scrupulation at this point, and nobody trusts any of the moderators. This entire debate and the debate commission is just a farce. If Trump doesn't go in there with just like cold hard facts at this point, then he's gonna mess up hard in the debate. That's all he really needs. He just needs facts. That's all he needs. Just cold hard facts. That's all I care about in it. Biden is just gonna try to point at the camera again and go like, Biden's gonna point at the camera and just go like this again, and just say, "You guys gotta impeach this president, and he's not gonna leave the power, and I'm just gonna cough into my hand, and then just touch my nose, and then touch all my masks and all my butt. And then I'm gonna say inappropriate things to minors for some reason while on my campaign trail, and then I'm gonna go hide away for the rest of the day." And jeez, Biden's campaign is just a mess when you really look at it. This entire thing is just one crazy reality show. And that's why I'm just being, a bit more monotone with it, less expressive. Just because I know it's just a reality show at this point, and you can just see all the skeleton framework of it, and you can just see all the stuff that's going to come next. Be like, oh, something explosive is going to happen, whoa! And it's got to... Obviously, everything has to be topped, and it's all just a game, isn't it? It's all just a fun, tactical game. But I guess that's the culture war, right? It's about information war. We got from Gateway Pundit just saying a little bit on scrapping the foreign policy. Since last weekend, the debate commission announced they were going to scrap the foreign policy focus in the last presidential debate. Most of this other article goes over Trump. I guess he has another nomination, so he has 4 for the Nobel Peace Prize. I don't really care anyways. Nobel Peace Prize is just a sham. It doesn't really matter. Instead, they are going to focus again on coronavirus and how much they hate President Donald Trump. This is a travesty, the National Pulse reported. On Friday, the debate commission announced their topics for Friday, which is bizarrely similar to first debate topics. The second debate will feature fighting COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. The first debate topics were COVID-19, the economy, race, and violence in our cities, the integrity of the election, the Supreme Court, and Trump and Biden's records. Yeah, there is it's a lot of similarities in there. The news of the third debate leaving a major foreign policy focus out was met with further derision from the Trump campaign, which has already lambasted the commission for attempting to make the debates virtual and for choosing moderators with a track record of bias. And then, I'm posting this one again. We saw in the first video, Meadows suggests Trump campaign could sue Twitter over Hunter Biden censorship as early as Monday. So if Trump could start suing big tech, and they'll have to answer for the censorship, and hey, I'm all for that. They'll hopefully then have to answer for basically Antifa coming, which we thought they were an idea, And, you know, with big tech in support of Joe Biden and Wall Street in support of Biden and big money in support of Biden, and they're just saying Antifa is just an idea, and then that idea punches a free speech organizer in the face, causing him to lose teeth and then basically upend the entire rally. And then big tech just decides to censor the organizer, the victim. Basically condoning Antifa because, you know, they're just an idea. Yeah, I hope they get sued to high heaven. 230 needs to be reformed, and it needs to be changed. These big tech companies need some accountability. That's all it really comes down to. There needs to be some accountability for it because they're completely censoring free speech at this point. If someone goes out literally doing a rally for free speech against the censorship of Twitter specifically, and then gets censored by Twitter, like, left, what are you doing? Like, how are you then just punching these people in the face? Like, how are you with the big tech? How are you with the billionaires and the millionaires? Like, I thought you guys were against them. No, apparently you're just their puppet army. Well, let's leave on a little bit of good news. Kayleigh McEnany tweets footage of thousands upon thousands of Donald Trump supporters lining the streets as his motorcade passed in California. We can play a little bit here. You can see that there's just a ton of people. Footage shot from inside her car shows thousands of Americans lining the streets wearing red MAGA hats and sporting huge signs and flags, which has 16 days until the 2020 election. And you can just see it goes on and on and on and on. If you can go for 30 seconds while driving in a car at, you know, a pretty decent speed, yeah, there's going to be thousands of people. You can see there's just lines of people there, more hundreds, yeah. And with that, we'll come back to ABC, and apparently Trump heads into final campaign stretch forced to play defense. Yeah, I'm not so sure considering the motorcade was thousands upon thousands of people just sitting there just to see him drive away. That's it. And yeah, he's playing defense. That's not true because we also know that he's going to plan to do more and more rallies as the days go on. So we'll leave it there. We got one more video coming up, a little bit of protesting and news on that. I'll see you then. Bye.